WeatherRate certified most accurate forecast. Fox 54 weather.
Well, Emily, welcome back. We missed you. How was your travels?
Oh, it was great. I spent a week at the beach. This past week, I was just kind of home, fiddling around, laid by the pool.
That's so fun.
Got to get my bearings back together, and here I am.
Ready to go, right? But this weather today has been not fun. I'm sure it's not like the beach weather.
No, well, it was hot at the beach. You just don't have that breeze here. That
that is true.
Two different stories. All right, let's go ahead and jump out to our graphics. I'll show you guys how hot it was today. We saw a high temperature of 94 degrees in Huntsville today. Notice Florence and Russellville, 96 was the high temperature. 89 in Fayetteville, 91 in Pulaski, 95 in Moulton, 92 was the high temperature today in Fort Payne. Now we're going to keep the heat in the forecast through tomorrow, but notice we won't have an excessive heat warning. The entire Tennessee Valley, with the exception of Giles County, is going to be under a heat advisory for tomorrow. Now this is going to last through the evening, so about 8 o'clock this will be allowed to expire tomorrow. That's because we could see heat index values between 105 and 109. Now we saw scattered showers and thunderstorms move through earlier this afternoon. Some of these did prompt severe thunderstorm warnings, but we're quiet right now across the Tennessee Valley, and that's how we'll stay heading into the overnight. But I want to show you within the last 24 hours, we've had a drop in temperatures. Earlier this afternoon, we were seeing about a 20-degree difference in some areas, but we're getting closer to the temperature that we saw this time yesterday. So that's why these aren't as dramatic as they were this afternoon, but you definitely can feel a difference to the air out there. We're sitting in the low 70s right now, 74 in Pulaski, 72 in Fayetteville, 73 in Athens, 77 in Florence and Fort Payne. Currently sitting in the upper 60s. So I mentioned we could see some scattered showers and storms tomorrow, and it looks like we'll have the same threat level as we did today. So expect damaging wind gusts and some hail embedded within some of these storms, but just know it's not going to be a widespread thing tomorrow, and we're definitely not expecting tornadoes. So let's go ahead and time it up. Here 6 a.m. we're going to see a few clouds move through heading into the afternoon. Once we start to get heat in the Tennessee Valley, that's going to help to fire up the thunderstorms. So notice once we get into the 2 o'clock hour, you'll start to see those develop, and these are going to be pretty sporadic in nature. It's not going to be a well-defined line that moves through, but we could see some heavy rainfall, and like I mentioned earlier, some damaging wind gusts and some hail within some of these cells. So notice by 8 o'clock, 9 o'clock, we should be all dry across the Tennessee Valley, but we'll see a few clouds move through here and there. So if you are planning to spend the day by the pool tomorrow, hit or miss shower. Some of us probably will stay dry throughout the entire day, while some of us will catch some rain. Notice though, upper 90s is where we're headed for high temperatures. And if you're headed to the lake tomorrow, pretty much the same thing there. A few scattered showers, low 90s headed into Gunnersville Lake, but looks like we could see upper 90s for the rest of the lakes here in the Tennessee Valley. Notice the UV index though. We're going to be right around a 6 to a 7 tomorrow afternoon. So that means burn time is about 20 minutes. So definitely want to have the sunscreen on tomorrow if you are going to spend the day outdoors, which I imagine most of us will be. So for tomorrow, upper 90s, scattered showers and storms. Unfortunately, we are going to keep rain in the forecast through Independence Day. And looking beyond Independence Day, we are going to keep the rain chances elevated, but that's mainly for the showers and storms that will develop in the afternoons. So your 7-day forecast looks like this. One more day in the upper 90s, scattered showers and storms heading into the 4th of July, low 90s. Rain and storms likely, not going to be a washout. So if you do have outdoor plans, you're probably going to be okay with those. We'll stay in the low 90s for your Wednesday and your Thursday. And looking ahead into next weekend, it looks like temperature is going to cool off a little bit in the upper 80s, and we are going to keep scattered showers and storms in the forecast. Sedona.